Milwaukee.
All right, so we're gonna take out Milwaukee. You're an idiot. We're gonna take out the bushings on here and slap in the energy bushings or the prothane bushings that I got. Same shit, all made in the same place. This is nice.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm gonna drill this out and try to get the Sawzall in there to cut the race out. And yeah,
This looks like a different bushing than that.
It is.
Too. This is like a Duralast. I could probably push this out.
you probably could.
For your steering wheel strip?
Yeah. Definitely not going all the way through. The cup, probably.
Oh, garbage.
Get the vacuum out because this is going to make a mess. So we got one out. I'm going to do the next one and then get the Sawzall out and cut out the race. And then should be ready to put the new ones in.
If all this shit was around in the uprising days.
What? Oh yeah, I know. Alright, so we're going to cut the race out. I need you to hold that for me.
Bet.
I mean, it's definitely out, so.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Gotta cut it to the side a
Okay, you
little bit.
have to fuck the.
Yeah, you gotta fuck it up a little bit, unfortunately. Cool. Alright, so now clean them. Clean it up a little bit and throw the new
wire wheel here.
bushings in. Probably a good idea, actually. So we'll probably do that when we're going to do that now, and then we'll wash it off. Alright, we got the prothane bushings in. Greased them all up. Those are the washers that go on the bottom with the factory hardware. I wanted to do the transmission today and do like the clutch and everything, but I just... What time is it right now?
2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2 o'clock. That's not enough time. It gets dark at like 5.
I got 3 hours.
Yeah, there's no shot we're pulling a whole trans. Doing a clutch, throw-out bearing, concentric slave. Need some meth, is that what you said? Hell yeah. So I think we're just going to do the diff. So we're going to jack the car up, chalk the fronts, take the sway bar down, got to drop the subframe, got to Sawzall out the subframe bushing that's in there, put the new prothane bushing in, and then throw the diff back in. So I guess that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
Alright, so car's up in the air, get on the ground. So that's the open diff. Hey, you want to spin that wheel so we can explain what open diff is? So that's the wheel that has power. So if you spin that guy, so spin, 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 that one barely does anything, if nothing at all. Do it again. So you see that one spinning? I mean, that one's kind of spinning, but that's an open diff. It's supposed to be equal. So I'm going to drop the diff out, the mid pipe, a sway bar because I have the still in sways, and we're going to swap the diff. I have to cut out that bushing up there, which is going to be fun. So that's really the hardest part of this whole install. Ricky needs a refill. You got no weight in that cup. Hello. So in an attempt to not spend $100 and something on a tool to draw this bushing out, I got fucking rubber in my mouth. I'm drilling out all the rubber, kind of like we did on the diff on here, and gonna get the centerpiece out, and then we're just gonna cut out the race with the Sawzall and then slide the urethane one in. But this is a bitch, so I'm gonna show you basically what's going on here. Alright, so we got the factory diff bushing out. That was a bitch. Sawzall trick worked. We didn't have to drop the subframe, just have to get in there with a long blade. And now I'm gonna lube all this shit up.
Is that a one piece?
This, yeah.
Make sure you lube this shaft.
That part. Okay, so new bushing is in. That guy with the sleeve. So we're gonna get the new diff set up and ready to go in the car.
Two hours later.
Once again, we are without daylight and it's a disaster. The sleeve for the bushing that goes into the subframe and part of the diff, that stud, that guy, it started pulling the sleeve out, so then none of the other bolt holes matched up. I've only done solid bushings in the past or left the OEM one in there, and this is a bitch. So now we're working in the dark, we're hungry, we're annoyed. Yeah.
The next morning.
Alright, YouTube, we're back. Last weekend was a disaster. I'm an idiot and I used the M18 and ugga-dugged one of the diff bolts into the subframe and cross-threaded that. So I just fixed the hardware with a tap and die. I messed up one of the diff to drive shaft bolts and nuts, so that was great. But yeah, gonna fix all that. I already tapped the subframe cross-threaded piece. I fixed the hardware, but I ordered new hardware. Z1 hopefully comes in the clutch today and gets it to me. I had to get new bushing set too because my dumbass put it in backwards. I had this part going towards the diff when it's supposed to be that part. The directions, I think I threw them out because I was pissed. They suck. Actually, there should be new directions in here. So, one-handed. What am I supposed to do with that? It's all in black and white, and the bushing just shows the bushing. It doesn't say, I mean, it says tapered, chambered end, facing rear of differential, but like, facing the rear of the differential or facing the rear of the differential. It's confusing. Or I'm an idiot. So I make the mistake so you guys don't. If you get the Prothane, I think Energy, not NRG, Energy, they're all the same. Same thing. So this part goes to the diff, towards the front of the car, not the back. Don't be like me. I had to drill this out and screw up my nice Z1 sleeve, but I'm going to reuse that because it is what it is. And all the marks from me hammering it. So I'm going to get this back in the car now, then put the sleeve back in, then put the diff back in. So, see how that goes. Record a little bit here and there on the way. Stay tuned. Hopefully the car is driving again today. Alright, so I'm by myself today, so bear with me. I'm going to try to get the diff in position, and hopefully that stud goes into the sleeve, because I couldn't get the sleeve all the way through the bushing. It started to push the bushing forward. So I'm going to try to get this into position. I got the hardware that I cleaned up. I have new hardware coming, but I'll probably just swap that out when it gets here. I don't want to wait all day and get this done, so wish me luck. So the sleeve isn't far forward enough in the bushing to get the stud in. It's just like barely coming through. So I need to like hammer the sleeve in further. But when I do that, it pushes the bushing forward too. Probably should have lubed up the sleeve, but I did that last time and the sleeve started to pull out. So lose. All right, so diff is in. That was a pain in the ass, but it's in. Tight. Axles tight. Drive shaft's tight. Sensors are back in. Even the little breather port on top I plugged back in. Couldn't get the little hose clamp on it, but I don't care. New sway bars going in. These are the sway bars I picked up from the junkyard. These are still in. Sway bars fully adjustable. I'm gonna set them to medium stiff. The first hole is only like 9% or 15% more than stock. The second hole is like 43% stiffer. So I'm gonna go to the middle hole and see how that feels. So I'm gonna throw that in right now, and then do a quick double check. Got to put some of the plastic paneling back up. The exhaust needs to go back on, which I don't really want to put it back on. I might do the bumper tuck mod real quick because I don't really care about this bumper and it's all jacked up down here anyway. So I might do that. You can see the outline of like a hitch. The guy like backed up into a truck. So I have to change this bumper eventually. I don't know what bumper I'm going to use. I'm trying to order a Nismo front, but the dealership's super backed up on orders, so I'm waiting to see if that's going to go through or not. And then who knows what rear I'll get. I might just cut it and have it repainted. So I'm gonna throw this in now. And I might throw the front one in if I have time today, just to get them both done. But I don't know, I'm pretty gassed already. All right. So when I was at the junkyard, I told myself I don't need to take the mounts, and I should have, because they were probably smaller than the factory ones, and there's a nice little gap between the bushing and the chassis, which is no good, it has to be tight. So I'm gonna have to fab something up really quick. Okay, so my problem was the factory mount and the mount that came on the sway bars that I took off the car at the junkyard are different. So no big deal. We're just gonna pop those off. And I'm gonna use the stock ones. They're a little bit smaller because it's a thicker bar, but they stretch. Okay, so I clean these up. Going to lube them up a little bit. Don't want to hear no squeaky inside and out. I've had the same container of grease for like 10 years. Never use it all. Okay. Been hard to record today. One of my neighbors had landscapers come for an hour, and then now the guy down the street's washing his Tesla. And of course he's using an electric power washer. Okay. Good. Shit is like super glue when it gets on your fingers. So you just brake clean for everything. Alright, gonna throw it in and set it to the middle hole, and that's that. Hope I put that back on right. Wish me luck. Alright, we're gonna call that a success. Bushings in, diffs in, everything's tight, sway bars in. Got the mid pipe back in. Whew. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna do a couple other things and make some more smaller videos, and yeah, but this is a success. Finally, after the disaster that I caused myself, but everything looks good. Probably gonna get some end links. Next is suspension. Got the Voodoo 13 arms to throw in. Probably gonna get stance. For shitty paint, it's not too bad. A little paint correction did good. So yeah, we're gonna get some stance coils, probably. I don't know. It's tough to find decent coils. I feel like everything's got bad reviews. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care.